Hello my friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited because today is the Autumn Rainbow release day for Trinity stamps. And I have lots to show you. So let's go ahead and just jump right in because I know you are here to see it, not to hear me gab. All right, so they have come out with a bunch of Slimline products. You know, obviously that is the latest craze right now. They've got some new Slimline stamps, and what that means is that's going to fit on your Slimline card. This is called the Slimline Booze, and I love it. I mean, it covers the whole front of a Slimline card. Love these little ghosts. You also have several sentiments. We're together in spirit. Oh, sheet. Boo. You're spooktacular. Hello, beautiful. And sending ghostly greetings. And then we also have like a little ghost face and a mask. Super fitting for nowadays. I do have a card to show you with this one. This one I did paint with some iridescent green watercolor just to kind of add that shadowing in there, but this is fun. I'm going to bring this in again later on to show you another die that is a part of the release, but isn't that not super fun? And the design team has done some really cool things with this. So this is Slimline Booze. All right, we now have the Slimline Leafy Background. So it is another, and mine is already well loved. It is another Slimline stamp, and so when I mean, like I said, when I say Slimline, I mean it goes across the whole front of a Slimline card. And this is my example for this one. This one has just 4 and U, and then you also have 2 leaves, so you can add extra to it, do it on the inside, whatnot. But it's just beautiful, and there have been a lot of fun things done with this. So here's my example using that background, and then it also uses some other fun products, so we'll bring it in again. All right, we have another one in these Slimline stamps, and this one is the Slimline Woodsy Background. So here it is, and it has a matching die that you can get separately for all the little pieces that are in this set. I love this. Love it, because obviously it will make your whole background look woodsy, which is so cool. And no, there aren't any sentiments in it, but there are so many other great sentiments, and there's a new die that will go perfectly with it. And I'll show you that, well, I'm showing it to you now, but I'll show you the die in a bit. But here's my example for that. I gold embossed that onto like a mustard colored cardstock. And then I even stamped the images using a different color, like more like a deep red, and then Copic colored those. But is that not fun? I mean, this is a great set. And this background would go with, you know, any of your Slimline cards, which is so cool. So yeah, there is that. Next, we have some 4x8 stamp sets. So this is the Trick or Treat stamp set. It's a silhouette. I didn't get a chance to use this one yet, but trust me, I will. Like, you've got what? 5 cute little characters, silhouettes of characters, perfect for Halloween. You got a little kitty, spider, Trick or Treat, a couple little shadow marks, but that is cool, and I've seen the design team do some really fun stuff with that. Another 4x8 stamp set that we have is called Cozy Bear, and I am in love with this bear. Oh my gosh, and here are the matching dies. So it'll cut out your bear. Now, your bear could be holding a cup of coffee or the book. The cup of coffee, if you put it on there just right, you can still die cut it, but you want to cut out the books separately to add to it if you're planning to die cut the bear. If you're not planning to, just stamp it right on there. But the sentiments are great too. Just one more chapter. Let me tell you a story. Put your feet up and relax. There's no place like home. It's time to get cozy, and happy hibernation. And I just think this is such an adorable set. I did make a Slimline with it using one of the previous released dies back here. Let's see if I can grab that really quickly. That one is this die set. This is not new, but this is the Room Builder die set, so I added that to it just to make a cute little scene. And actually, I do have a chair that color. This sort of looks like our house right now. I just need another cat. All right, so there is that one. Super fun. Love that. And I love that all the dies will cut out, or not all the, you've got dies that will match the sentiments as well. I love that Trinity Stamps does that. I think it's just spot on. Another one of their 4x8 stamp sets is called Tall Tales, and this is wonderful too. So you've got 3 dies that go, or that you can get with it as well. There aren't any sentiments, but I matched it up with our Cozy Bear and put just one more chapter because I made a bookmark. So I watercolored this and I adhered all the little pieces together with some glue, and then I just laminated it because I love to give out bookmarks to my nieces and nephews at Christmas time along with a book. And so this one is great, and it'll fit really well on a slimline as well. All right, now we have some 4x6 stamp sets, and this one is called With Gratitude. So I love the big bold sentiments. We've got With Gratitude and Bloom, and then Thank You So Much. And here is the matching die. And what is interesting and very cool about this is that this one will just cut out one side of it. So I did that here on this card. I cut out the one side. I stamped and embossed and watercolored my flower, and I did die cut it out. You wouldn't have to do that if you didn't want to. You could just stamp it onto your paper, and then you could cut around it using this die. So that cuts out this really pretty, you know, cuts it out on the side, and then you can add a little border on the inside to your card. But I love that. And then you've also got the dies that will cut out the sentiments. So that is wonderful. Loved using that one. Another one we have is With Sympathy. Now, I did not get a chance to actually make a card with this one, but of course, again, I will for sure. There are matching dies that you can get separately as well that cuts out the With and the Sympathy, and it also cuts out your flowers. I can see this going across like the bottom of a slimline as well. And you wouldn't have to necessarily just use it for sympathy. So Healing Hugs, With Love, I Care About You, I Miss You a Whole Bunch, For You, and Take Care. So this is a very good set for just about anything. So love that. Now another one is the Potions Master, and look at that. So here's another one from their little Hogwarts line. This is Professor Snape. If you have read or watched any of the Hogwarts series, love that there's one just separate of this. And I have to point out that the die set is awesome because for a couple reasons. I mean, not only does it cut out your sentiments, which like I said, I think that is so cool. You also have this one long stamp with this one long die. So you can stamp and color all your images, your little ones, because sometimes it can be a little bit daunting to try and tape down all the tiny little dies for all the tiny little pieces, but this is great, and it also does it for the stars. So I think that is awesome. Kudos for doing that. That is fabulous. All right, our next one is actually a 4x4 stamp set, and it has, not only does it have the stamp set, which this one is called Autumn Rainbow, it also has a matching die, and it has a matching stencil. So you'll notice in this stamp set that it is like the veins of the leaves. Well, here you have your stencil that will stencil all of your different leaves, and then you can stamp over the top of them and emboss them or whatnot, and that's what I did here. So I went ahead and I stenciled all of the images that I wanted, then I stamped over the top of them and did some gold embossing, and then I cut them out with my die cuts. But I love that sentiment that says diversity brings out the beauty in the world around us. Love that sentiment. So here you go. They're all available separate, so let's say you just want the stencil, you can totally get that. And even this would just be great for just a leaf die. I think they're great. But yeah, so there is that. Our next one is this adorable little Blessing Bear. Now this is a 3x4, so we've got little Blessing Bear here, and it's 3 stamps, and we also have 3 dies. So your dies will cut out your cute little bear, also the You Are a Blessing, and then we have the hugs. So here's my example for this one. Super fun. And like I said, I just love that. It's so much fun that it cuts out the sentiments. So there's Blessing Bear. Next we have, and this one, so cute, it's called Fangtastic Friends. And here you've got 2 little bats that can be hanging from this piece, so you know, stamp it upside down or stamp it this way even. And then you've got a lot of great little sentiments. The dies that you can get have for the 2 little bats and then the 2 little banners. And then you're saying, say, I love you this much, you are, and then Fangtastic, have a Fangtastic Halloween, Batty for You, Let's Hang Out, and Friend, and then we have A. So, and then we also have this like cute little skull. So you could probably hang the little skulls even, make the little skulls down there. That would be kind of fun. So there's that, and here is my example. I went ahead and made a shaker because why not? And this is a whole different product, but I'll bring that back in and talk about it when I want to talk about that one. But yeah, super fun. So there's Fangtastic Friends. Next we have in the 3x4 line, we have Thankful for You. And this one goes with their gnome line. I love that Trinity Stamps has these adorable little gnomes. So this die set has the one that will cut out the little gnomes, and then we have one that will cut out Thankful and For You. So here is my example of this one. Did a lot of splatter on that one, but I love those little gnomes. They're fun to color and they're just so cute. So there's that one. And then we have another one in the gnome line, which I was so excited about. It's this one's called Made with Love, and it has two dies that you can get, one for the sentiment and one for the big gnome. And I colored this one to look like my daughter and our dog because my daughter does knit and I love it. I just think, I just love it. So there's that one. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting some mileage out of that stamp. Our next one in the 3x4 series is called Your Magic. So this is from the Love Danny line, and I love these. You know I love these because these are great. You slap these on the front of a card like this. I mean, it fits on the front of an A2 size card perfectly, which I love. I mean, I'll show you later on that I do put one on a Slimline as well, but they're just great. I mean, it's the whole focal point, and the matching die here cuts out the words, but it has stars that are separate. So this one has like 3 of these almost like little twinkle stars, and then you've got, well, I guess it's 4 because there's another twinkle star. And then you have 3 of the like regular stars that we all know and see. And now those don't cut out anything on here. They're just stars that come in there. So I love that. So there we have that one. Our next one in the Love Danny line is the Sweet Friendship stamp set. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted this one when we did the like little sneak peeks. So I did put it on a Slimline, made it into a shaker. I put some glossy accents on there and put a little chunky glitter as well because yeah, why not? And this one is great. You know, again, this one's going to fit on the front of an A2 perfectly, but it also, as you can tell, fits on a Slimline really nicely. So there's that one. Our next one, let's move things along here, is called Flyby. Sorry about that. Flyby. So here it is, another silhouette. So this one would probably pair up perfectly with our little booze. Which one is that one? Trick or Treat. That one would pair up perfectly with our little Trick or Treat. And this one just says, just doing a little flyby, which I love. And there's 2 bats in there as well. I do have one for this. And I have a video up that's coming this next week. So if you want to see how I did that, stay tuned. So there's this. And our next would be some standalone dies. So there's a bunch of standalone dies. We have now you guys know I love the Slimline envelope die. I use it almost every time I make a Slimline because I love making my own Slimline envelopes. Well, now there is an add-on to that. So when I say add-on, it means you would have to have this one, or I mean you would have to have bought this one first to go with this one because it does a couple things. Let me show you. And I just had this cardstock handy. So I made a box. You can make a box with these so you can put your Slimlines or your envelopes in there, hand them off as a gift. How fun is that? Or just to make a box. And to make this one, you would need this piece. And then I used 2 of these and 2 of these. And that makes the box. You can also, and I love this, make the side opening envelope, which is wonderful. So again, you're going to need the base, and you will need this one. And then I used 2 triangles, and then I used this because it's a longer flap. So that's why you need this one. You could make them with just the 2 smaller, but it's a real tight fit as far as like making sure it gets closed, you know, with enough space. So that's why this is nice. And it makes for a sturdier envelope if you're trying to do side folding. But you can also use these just to close your envelopes if you want to do them from the top as well. So there's that. Super happy about that. Y'all know I love my Slimline envelopes. All right, our next one is the Modern Embossed Panels die. So here it is. This is going to not only cut out your slimlines, but it's going to emboss the edges. And this is what I was talking about earlier with my slimline boos. So if you look at this edge, it is embossed right there on the edge all along the card, which I think is super neat. It's a subtle but yet beautiful touch and just adds that much extra little detail to your cards. And then this piece right here is great because what this does, the triple window will cut out windows slightly smaller than the stitched windows in the other Slimline stitch set. So that's nice because then you can layer them on top, which I have a couple of them. So this is going to be slightly smaller than this one, so you can layer them on top, which is great. So you've got that one, and this one comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, like to cut the slimline, and then you've got your one piece that cuts out the little squares. So there's that. All right, our next one is the Slimline Quilt. No, this is the stitched strips, which I love these two. My attempt to get them to be magnetized to the front did not work. But I did cut out all the little pieces, which is great. And they'll all do, you know, there's a bunch of them in here. But you've got one that does an embossing around it. I don't know if you can see that. There's embossing. Then we have some stitches on this one. I don't know if you can see those very well. So stitching. Then we just have a strip, which that's always nice because these go across the slimlines. Then we have another one that's a little bit thicker with stitching. Then we have this thickest one with stitching, and it actually embosses as well. And then we have just another really skinny strip. So I did put this one on the front of here. So we've got that stitching detail, and it's just really fun to be able to have that kind of detail that goes all the way across your slimline. So that's another one to just add to your stash of, oh, and then I missed one. I didn't pull this one out, which is a super thin stitch. So there you go. It cuts a stitch out perfectly. And then you can add those to your edges or whatnot. Love that. All right, now the next one is the quilted cover. I did not get a chance to use this one yet, but this is great because there's also an A2, and then there's some stencils that go along with this. I'm going to pull those in just because, even though we're not to stencils yet, we just need to talk about how these go together. So you notice it'll cut out a whole panel, and it has stitching lines, and there's some little space in between there. You could probably put some gems, you could put some glitter drops, you could put some sequins. Trinity Stamps obviously has a full line of all kinds of amazing embellishments that you could put in there. Or you can get this stencil, and this stencil is the Quilt Pattern Trio. So if you notice on here, let me move this out of the way, it has lines, so you can line up your thing perfectly over the top of what you just cut out, and then you can add a little something to that. You can add paste, you can add, you know, ink blending, sky's the limit. So, and then it comes with 3 of them. So you also have hearts and you have stars. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? So I love that. So we've got those 3, and not only does it do that for this one, but it also, if you turn it sideways, there's the little line there that matches up perfectly for the A2 panel. So it's a win-win. Either way you get it. And obviously you could use this without the die, but together they are quite the beautiful pair. Quite the beautiful trio in this case. So there are those. And then we have the Clean and Simple Mini Slimline. So now the Mini Slimline is a new thing. So I made this one with the Mini Slimline, and it basically measures 3 by 6. So all you'd need is a 6 by 6 piece of paper folded in half, and there you have a Mini Slimline. So I think that's fun. And then you get, in this one, it cuts out 3 squares. I ended up making a frame between these two, so I could have a frame around this one, but I also cut it out of purple so that I could make my little shaker for each of my cute little bats. So this is a fun one. Super excited about that. All right, next, the mini coffee cup rainbow hugs. Now this is an add-on as well, so here it is. I love it. And it adds on to this one. And I say adds on because, like to do the rainbow, the easiest way I found to do the rainbow is to use this piece. All right, which I did. Look at the cup. Oh my gosh. Yes, Trinity Stamps sells the cups if you were unaware. So you can make your rainbow. You can, I'll pull out because I did go ahead and cut out the rest of the pieces. And while I was making rainbows, I just went ahead and made a bunch of them. So we'll just move that off to the side. But here's what I'm talking about as far as with that rainbow. If I cut out this piece, then I can easily attach these rainbow strips to that. I had ended up cutting it. I attached some double-sided tape to some like copy paper actually, and peeled off the first layer, and then I was able to stick down all of my rainbow pieces. So now I have a bunch of rainbows all ready to go for some cups, like, you know, some of the cute little neighbor girls in the area. It also has the little hands, and I have seen the team use the hands on cards as well, which I love. Or you could have it going around your cup. You just want to make sure it's, but is that not cute? You could have little cups going around the card, or the cup, little hands going around the cup. And then you also have this little scallop border. So we've got a smaller one which would go down at the bottom. And then you also have this bigger one that would go at the top. So I like that. And then there's a heart. I went ahead and just colored these with Copics. And then we also have the cloud. It's got the eyelashes. You have the ears for the unicorn and the little inside pieces along with the unicorn horn. So there is that one. Like I said, super excited about that because think of the fun little teacher gifts you could make, the fun little gifts for your kids' friends or your grandkids or whatnot. But yes, love that. So excited about that one. Then we also have, yes, it keeps going. We have the Hellotiful Sentiment Die. And this one just cuts out, I just have that taped together because it has the little dot on the back because I didn't want to lose it. So, because there's just the one little dot, but it's big. This will fit the whole front of an A2 size card if you wanted it to. Let me pull something out. All right, so here we go. So it can go the whole front of an A2 size card, and that could be your card basically, or you can put it on Slimline. I don't think it'll go this way though. Yeah, no, it's not going to fit that way, but you could put it across a Slimline also. And so there is that, which is fabulous as well. All right, and next we have the Scripty Thanks. Now I've used this on several that you saw. I used it on this one for the thankful. So it cuts out not only the word thankful, but it also cuts out its shadow. And then we have thank and you, and I have those ones over here somewhere as well. At least I did. I thought I did. Somewhere in here. Oh well. It's in here. Oh, here it is. On this Slimline. So there's the thank you as well. So how fun is that? And I put these obviously on Slimline. This would work fine on an A2 if you did it like Horizon style. All right, so there is those, and there's one more amazing stamp or a die set. Then we also have, for our final bit of, as if this wasn't, you know, just incredible, we have the Marshmallow Numbers. Those match with the marshmallow letters. And I went ahead and die cut them all out and put them on here, and I love it because we've got the ST and the TH, the RD and the ND for like first or second or third, fourth, you know, so on and so forth. And then you get all the cool numbers. They're so pretty. How do those measure? They're each about 1.5 inches tall. So, and it has 22 separate dies. The easiest way I found to put these on, because this would be kind of fun to do around, like if you did first and you wanted to have like, was to keep this little piece. So I kept the piece that I cut them out of, and then attached it, not attached it, but stuck it down and then glued my little pieces in there. So that to me was the easiest way. So hang on to this little piece if you do get this die set. But isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's gorgeous. And like I said, it matches with the alphabet that they have. So there is that. Now we're going to move on to stencils. Ton of great stencils. This first one is called October Night Sky. Now I don't have any examples of these, but look at that. So you already have your moon. You've got like your wispy clouds to put over the top. you've got bats, and you also have the trees that you could put around it. And I have seen some awesome things by the design team. I can't wait to get this one inky, but oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. All right, so there is that stencil. Big fan of that one. Our next one is the pumpkin head stencil, and this is awesome. Look at that. You have two separate pumpkins that you can sponge, and now you can add dimension to it. So you start with your lightest color, go to your mid-tone, and then your darkest color. And then you even have 2 pieces for the stem, and you have 4 faces to choose from. And it looks like what you would probably want to do is do this one in like your orange to give that glow, and then this one goes over the top. And I like how there's even the, let's see if I can do this. So there's even, no, that's not going to help. There's a way to line it up perfectly over the top of the other one so that it'll leave that little shadow around it. I can't wait for this one either. I love to make Halloween cards. Love it. All right, so there is that one. Our next stencil, I showed you the Quilt Pattern Trio stencil, and so now our last stencil is the Slimline Foundation. So this is a 3-piece stencil. And it also has the, what do you call that? The negative that goes with it. So this is great because it's perfect for Slimline. So let's take a Slimline here. This one. And it has the matching, or to match, line it up with your Slimline. And I believe these are measured to be 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So this would be your card front. It would leave a nice little border around if you decided to sponge in there or do something else. But that is nice. Then you have your next step up. So it gets a little bit smaller. So if you want to do some sort of build up on there. And then you have your smallest. So you could choose those. And like I said, not only does it have that, but it also has the negatives to go with it. So let's say you wanted to block out that and sponge around that. So it's perfect for 1-layer cards. It's great. Or if you wanted to do some interesting stamping, but you wanted to block that off. So there you go. That's a great little stencil set as well. And then the newest thing, which is so exciting, is their Slimline Paper collection. So there are 2 pads of paper right here. This first one is the black and white basics. And I'm telling you folks, I'm telling you right now, you're going to want it. Because I have seen some of the design team, because I just got this. I've seen the design team do foiling over the top of this. And so I'm going to have to try it. I've seen him do it, but look at that. Look at that. They're double-sided as well. I'm so in love with this. Like, I can't even stand it. And there are 12 double-sided sheets, but it's 24 pieces. So there's 2 of each one. You get 24 sheets in here. These are going to fit on a Slimline perfectly because they actually measure a little bit bigger. They're 9 by 4 inches. So if you make your Slimlines a little bit bigger, that's cool. If you make them a little smaller, you're just going to have to trim off a little piece. And bonus, because then you can take that tiny little piece and you could put it on the inside if you wanted. So, oh, that's fun. And then we have that quilted, so I bet you could do your, use the stencil over the top of that. Oh yeah. Yeah, mama likey. Mama likey. But yes, I want to try and foil these. So you may not like it to be black and white, so you can foil it. Or you may love it, so it doesn't matter. Or sponge on these. I mean, you have so many options with this. And it's awesome. Oh, those stars are so cute. Okay, so there is that. I love it. And then our last one, last but not least, we have the Autumn Rainbow. So this is the Autumn Rainbow paper. And what you see is, oh, stunning. So you have dots on the front, stripes on the back, and then you have it in various colors, and you have 2 of each one. There it is. So pretty. So there. Okay, everybody, that's all I have for you today, which was a lot. So in the comment section down below, leave what you'd like me to use, or maybe your favorite product, because, you know, I have just scratched the surface of this amazingness, and I would love to know what you guys want me to use, or what you just can't wait to get your hands on. Go ahead and leave that down in the comment section. And I'm going to have everything linked down below, so go ahead and use those links down there. And if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.